What's up, bro?
Oh man, I'm chilling, man. I'm good.
What you been up to, bro?
Shoot, just getting ready for this album. Ready to put this album out, and it's been a long time coming. Just wrapped it up. It releases August 9th, and
What's the name of it?
it's called P3, Praize, Psalms, and Pianoz.
Praise, Psalms, and Pianos.
Yeah.
Why'd you name it Praise, Psalms, and Pianos?
So during the process of me recording the music, there was a lot of different things that transpired in my life. A lot of things that I was going through personally, and I would use these songs. A lot of these songs that I wrote were like therapy to me. You know, even though they have ministry value to them, even though it's a lot of heavy songs. These songs have a lot of substance when it comes to my walk with Christ, but overall, I use most of this music on this album as an outlet, and so reading the Psalms and understanding the Book of Psalms in the Scripture,
Right, King
understanding, David. Yeah, exactly, understanding what King David was going through,
Right.
and with his temptation with Bathsheba, with running from King Saul to being anointed as king, all these different things that I read through the Psalms. It was like his cry out to God, and so
Yeah.
there's a relevance when it comes to the psalmist. I feel like that I can relate to in my music, and the praise aspect. This is like when we hear that word praise, it's what it is. It's an offering of thanksgiving to God.
Right.
It's an acknowledgement of His power. It's
it's not just singing.
It's not
more
just
of
singing. It's
more of like almost testifying, almost signifying that God was present for whatever you might be going through.
Like His goodness, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, okay, praise, Psalms, and then pianos. Obviously, that incorporates the musical aspect of, that pieces everything together. And overall, I just thought it sounded cool.
Well, it does.
Praise, Psalms, pianos,
Yeah.
P3. And then, I was just like, man, I'm rocking with this. I'm going to go with praise, Psalms, and pianos.
That's dope.
Yeah.
But, man, that Psalms, you mentioned Psalms, in there's a lot of prophecy. We know, we hear about he was bruised and, none of his bones were broken. So we know David was a prophet also in the Psalms. But another thing that he was able to do in that was kind of show people how open you could be, how honest you could be, how there's not really any rules to approaching God.
Right.
If we're set apart in Christ, there's really no special way. He'll take you right where you are. The part of the psalm that hits me right now is David was saying, no matter where I go, there you are. If I go to the low places,
if I go to hell, if I go to
right. So why hide?
Right.
The point was basically,
I can't run from your presence.
So why hide?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so he kind of really gave us an attitude to have as far as, your father is there, and there's no pretty way to go about it.
Right.
He's not a respecter of persons. You know what I'm saying? Being pious is not what draws you near to him.
Right.
Being honest is what draws you near to him.
Exactly.
And so in that, praise, Psalms, and pianos,
So it was like once the listener hears my album, what they can expect to hear is a whole lot of, like you said, honesty, a lot of transparency.
Right.
Me crying out to God, me rejoicing, me even telling certain stories that I might not necessarily been through or might not be going through at that present moment, but some of my friends, some of those who are close to me was going through it. Like I got a song called It Takes a Village, very powerful song about the whole, just the issue of fatherlessness within the present culture.
Yeah.
Fathers not being present in their children's lives, of course. And also with the for lack of better words, the baby mama type of stuff where I'm not gonna let you see it.
That's what I was gonna say.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let you see your
kids. A lot of fathers want to be in their lives, but they got this obstacle, whether it's what the woman is taught or what her friends do,
right?
Or whoever somebody's in her corner. You know, some guys are just being pushed out. It's not that everybody's going to jail and nobody wants to work. Sometimes it's an issue of, you know, the woman might not realize that she's being her own stumbling block, or really the stumbling block to the kid,
to the child at the end. And that's the picture I wanted to paint in that song, because at the end, you kind of see how it affects the child. And I want my music to be so organic and so I want you to be able to feel it to the point to where in that song It Takes a Village, in the beginning of the song, the woman that's on the phone, that's reenacting a conversation between her reaching out to her baby's father through a voice recording. That's one of my friends. You know, I'm not going to say her name, of course, but that's actually one of my friends, and she was in that same situation during the time of her recording that little piece on the song, and vice versa. I think it's the beginning of the second verse. The dude who's making the phone call on that, reenacting a voicemail to. He was going through the same thing to where in real life, like this is outside of the music.
While recording, these separate parties were going through. You were addressing the issues.
Yes. I told them when they got on the song, I said, use the same energy, like you really going through it, man. So I want you to record it as if you were talking to your, your baby mama, baby daddy, whatever.
So this is basically you're saying this album. It's not just some studio thing. This is made up of certain qualities that can only exist in reality.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that's dope. I wanted to ask you about, you know, you said you were going through these issues. People you know were going through these issues, like literally. I just want to know, how does it serve to also edify for whoever's listening? Let's say I pick it up. I get your story. Will there be something in there for them to relate to and be edified by?
I mean, yeah, I would say yeah, because just like anybody else, you know, I'm going through my story includes struggles, insecurities, doubts, fears, just like anybody else. So I feel like if you are really just aware and in tune with, humanity, if you can look outside of yourself and your situation specifically, you can relate to anybody. I think anybody can relate to anybody, because we might not necessarily be going through the same thing, but it's a struggle. I'm faced with a problem. I have to overcome, and and sometimes I'm broken down to the point to where I can't, I have to acknowledge God. And so that's really what I want people to relate to, even beyond just the natural things that I've gone through in my personal life, or that they might be going through in their personal life. Like, I don't necessarily want people to get caught up into comparing the two, rather than that Christ is the answer to what they're going through.
So Christ was the answer in your situations. He can be that answer in their situations. That's what's up. Now, you know, we're talking about music, and I know a lot of people could get the wrong idea. You feel what I'm saying? We're not at the temple. We're not the money changers. And so, you know, I can see how someone could get the wrong idea, because we know that the fabric of, let's just call it CHH, is kind of everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's some of it is pleasing people. Some of it is, you know, eating its own tail and whatever. I just, for the CHH issue, I just think it's something that's in its infancy. It's something that hasn't matured. And, you know, if we keep it in the oven, it might cook and turn into something. So I'm not dealing with that. I'm dealing with the fact that as a minister, as a king and a priest in Christ, who is gifted with the ability to express himself the way you do over music.
Right.
How is this not just some sort of entertainment?
I mean, I believe that
I'm not saying it's not fun.
Right,
I want to dance. I don't want to be bummed out. But for those who kind of don't get it, who think this is just a genre, you feel what I'm saying? How is you expressing what God is putting in your heart in these tracks that people can take with them and be encouraged by? You know what I mean? How is it? Just explain that as a function for spreading the gospel.
So I mean, I believe it's way more than entertainment because I've seen it.
Right.
Like I can answer that question and be like, and just give you the cliche, oh, you know, it's ministry.
Right.
I'm doing it for God and all these type of things, and at the end of the day, there'd be no fruit.
Yeah, because that wasn't
right. Because I can say that and there's no fruit, and I say that just because that's what I've been told, or that's what might sound good. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I can sit here and tell you that I've experienced the fruit that is coming from what I do or what God is doing through me. And that's what I can point to and assure anybody that it's way beyond entertainment, because I've had people come up to me and I didn't even expect it. I didn't, just really kind of blow my mind away and just really come up to me and tell me how much my music meant to them, and that I helped them through a death of a loved one, or I helped them see something different, or I've even had, I remember this one time, I think I was in Sacramento, and this young girl came up to me, and because she had lost both of her parents as well. And for those who don't know, I lost both of my parents. And, she was just telling me that she felt like she was alone, like she was going through what she was going through by herself. And she hadn't known anybody personally in her life that lost both parents. So when I shared my testimony, and I guess she heard a couple of songs where I'm sharing that, it resonated with her, and she was touched, and she felt like connected, and she was encouraged by the fact that I could still be so level-headed and have such a reverence for God and just a trust in God like I do after having gone through the loss that I've gone through. So it was encouraging to her. I have countless stories. I don't even have enough time to sit here and go through that, but I mean, I know entertainment don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Yeah.
That's dope. And I believe you, and I know you're right. And so let's check out one of your videos.
Okay. So this video right here that I'm about to push is called Riding, featuring my brother Hurt. It's dope, man. Check it out. We'll be right back.
Hey yo, Hurt. Sure. What's good, my G? They say they riding. Okay. This is where we turn the back. Anywhere is perfect to worship at. Make holy grounds on the turf where they murder cats. Giving praise where them goons keep them burning straps. Speaking life to them D-boys where my servants at. Cause ain't nobody that's too far from God's reach. The spirit's moving from the block to the swap meet. Sold out, 10 toes down on the concrete. Mobbing with a bunch of Christ disciples and we mob deep. Yeah, I'm safe, but don't declare me a soft. Cause it takes a real gangster to carry his cross. Yeah, they killed my Lord but couldn't bury him, nah. But I know some killers that bodies been down to Harrison Ross. Yeah, you know the biz, Christ rose again. To destroy the yoke of sin over broken men. And we really about that life, bruh, no pretend. So if you riding, rev the motor
They
in.
ain't out here riding. If you ain't riding for the savior, then it's minor. We out here doing it major. They ain't out here riding. Everybody wanna be a gangster, but Christ was the only real gangster. They ain't out here riding. Is you riding?
Yeah, I'm riding.
Is they riding?
They ain't riding.
Is you riding?
Yeah, I'm riding.
They ain't out here riding. Think they hot cause they roll with a gun. You ain't riding till you roll with the sun. They ain't out here riding.
I put on every day for the homies. I pray for the homies. Showing a better way for the homies. And I ain't nobody's role model, but I try to lead by example and show them Christ they can go follow. He gives the word and I promise to just speak. I plant a seed, but then God gives the increase. No weapon form will prosper against me. So I'll go where it's hostile with the gospel of his peace. Send me, I'll go. Give me the code. On my job with no sick leave, I'll roll. Even if there's 10 feet of snow on the road. Nah, that won't get me to fold. I'ma snatch him out the Grim Reaper's hole. I'm riding with Jesus though. West side is brim freaking low. Catch us in the bricks, bringing souls. When prayers go up, blessings come down. Got a clip full of praises loading my weapon.
Just a little snippet, huh? You're not gonna you hold down. What's up,
Just
bro?
a little, appetizer, man. That's it. If you want to see the whole thing, you have to go to my YouTube. It's right there.
What is okay?
Bazooka the Disciple. If you search Bazooka the Disciple in YouTube, click my channel and you'll see the whole video.
What about Instagram?
Instagram, Bazooka the Disciple. Facebook, Bazooka the Disciple. All that good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. SoundCloud, Bazooka the Disciple. Spotify, Bazooka the Disciple.
So you did it right, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got names all over the place.
Right.
So look, the album. All right, this is Praize, Psalm, and Pianoz. What was the album before this one?
The album before, I didn't have no album, but I did release an EP called The Recreation.
Okay, so between The Recreation and Praize, Psalms, and Pianoz, what took so long to bridge the gap? Because the EP was when?
I put out the EP. I think it was November 2016.
Okay, so
and it wasn't like a big release. I put it on SoundCloud, so it was just like a little free, kind of like download. It was my first Christian hip hop project, so I just wanted to, put some solid songs out and do it like that. But
yeah, like so, what made this project take so long?
So from 2016 up until now, there's a 3-year gap. So behind closed doors, after finishing The Recreation, dropping it, a whole lot has went on in my personal life. Just briefly, and to be transparent, I was in school. I lost my twin brother. I've had the birth of my 2-year-old and my 1-year-old. Getting jobs, working, going through with my marriage, just trying to get my household in order, and doing ministry, getting hooked up with Hog Mob, of course. There was like it was crazy. God really put me through a season of just sitting at his feet and learning how to just adjust with all of the changes that life was throwing at me. So it was hard to really focus on the music. And a lot of music I was just sitting on. And for those 3 years, it was like probably a 1-year gap where I wasn't really making no music. And I was fighting depression. I was fighting anxiety. I got sick. I got real sick, to where I lost like 20 pounds.
Wow. Stressing?
Just stressing. I was really going through the fire. So, like I said, this project, there's a lot of songs that are really sentimental to me because I know where I was at when I wrote them. And the listener might not know, but I remember. And I remember how just in tune I was with the music, and how sincere, how much of a sincere place it was coming from, So that's what took so long. It wasn't like I was just sitting back and I stopped rapping or I didn't want to do music.
You was doing life.
That happened as well. I was in a place where I was like, I wasn't sure if this is what I wanted to do anymore because I just didn't see how it made sense. And
you mean as far as let's say like the politics of music thing. And,
right.
No, I can see that.
Right. So, but God is faithful, and He sent a lot of brothers and sisters my way to let me know that, we're encouraged by what you're doing. Don't stop. Keep going.
Yeah.
And even sometimes when that didn't mean nothing to me, because I was such in a dark place, God Himself sent His own confirmation to my spirit and let me know, and gave me the desire to continue, because I had lost that desire for a minute, but He restored it. So I knew it was something that I needed to continue, and it had a deep purpose. So that's pretty much that's where I'm at with it.
So that's what kept you. But man, so loss of family members, trials, tribulations, life, you know what I mean? I understand, things happen. I know people like to say, well, things happen to everybody until it's happening to you. You know what I'm saying? And so to be able to still be in your right mind, there's some people that don't even make it out of these trials in their right mind. You know what I mean? And so I'm grateful to God for that.
Oh, yeah.
You feel me? And so, and I know you are. I'm just, thanking Him because, the things that you went through, I couldn't imagine myself. And I think I'm a tough guy. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I'm sure you were drawing closer to God because there was nothing but God to draw to. It was either life or death. You know what I mean? Whether you take someone's life or you take your own, I'm sure you didn't matter. It didn't matter to you at that time.
Right.
And so these are the kind of things that you were going through, and these are the kind of things that you're reflecting on and working through while making these songs, man. And so the point about you not wanting to continue in, let's just say for the layman, Christian rap music, CHH, whatever you want to call it,
right.
Do you see that as some sort of revelation to you as far as maybe, all that glitters ain't gold? We know that. We know that, if Christ is the rock of offense, if Christ is a stumbling block, if we know that to the world, we know that that's our help, but to the world,
He's a stumbling
block. And so, to think that this would be the popular thing to do.
Right.
Do you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of oxymoron.
Right.
It's kind of an oxymoron to say that because we're in the world and not of it. We're trying to pull people out of it.
Right.
And so I just want to hear from you as far as you coming to, what point did you come to where you were like, man, this is not what I thought it was? As far as if you thought this was about fellowship, brotherhood, service to God, ministry and mission of the gospel, at what point did you come to a fork in the road where you had to choose to either be real, be fake, or just leave it alone?
You mean as far as like the industry side of things?
Yeah.
I think, I don't know, man, like just running into certain individuals where I remember this one instance, and I'm not gonna put nobody on blast because, God knows what God knows where that man's heart was at the time, and probably has dealt with him since.
That's the thing. It's not that.
It's not about the person. It's about the mindset.
I got you.
That's what I'm addressing. So, I guess this artist was doing features or whatever for a certain amount of time, and I had reached out to him through email, and the conversation didn't really go too well, and so it rubbed me the wrong way. And I was very naive. I'm new to this whole thing, so. You rap about God, you rap about loving God, loving people, but it's obviously from our conversation, that's not what's in your heart. And so it opened my eyes up to the fact that people can be rapping about God and, like the scriptures say, you praise me with your lips, but your heart is far from me.
Right.
And I understand that because I deal with the same thing. Sometimes my heart isn't in the right place. So.
Right.
I get the fact that we just human, and anytime you dealing with humans, there's politics involved.
That's right.
So that's what really opened my eyes. So I try to move differently. I try to learn from that, and be different to those coming up and be an example of the change that I want to see. So that's pretty much how it went.
Praize Psalms and Pianoz. Praize Psalms and Pianoz, this that. Praize Psalms and Pianoz. Praize Psalms and Pianoz. Praize Psalms and Pianoz. Hog Ma. P3. Bazooka. Praize Psalms and Pianoz. Ay. Praize Psalms and Pianoz.